Hey guys, welcome back to Almost Every Monday. I'm Katie.
And I'm Madison.
And we're here to catch you up on what you missed this week.
Yeah.
First off, I'm going to start saying this at the beginning of every episode until everyone that listens does what I'm saying.
Oh.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. Yeah. We're doing Vlogmas right now. Mm-hmm. So every other day up until Christmas, we're posting a video.
Yes.
So we just posted one yesterday. Mm-hmm. There'll be another one up tomorrow. So yeah. And then also please follow us on Spotify and give us a 5-star rating. Mm-hmm. Subscribe to us on YouTube if that's where you're watching. You can always watch on YouTube. And like, comment, do all the things. So just had to get, I have to get out in front of that. So Madison, how was your week? I feel like you did a lot this week.
Did I?
Okay, maybe not.
I mean, I worked every day, which is relatively new.
I think that because you went to Chattanooga.
Yeah. I went up to Chattanooga on Thursday night. Yeah. To go to a concert with one of our friends that interned with us this summer. And it was like hosted by a radio show. And we didn't really know what that meant. So we were like, I'm sure it's gonna be pretty normal. But then it's like it's been to one of those, it's Chattanooga, so it's like smaller,
mountainish town, yeah.
And definitely not Atlanta, definitely not Nashville. Mm-hmm. Much smaller, and it was the weirdest vibe ever. It was like in a restaurant / bar, like there was a stage. It was a very strange venue. Like it was cute, but it was weird. And so the band we went and saw Lainey, but they played for, I think, 30 minutes tops. And so I drove an hour and a half each way to see them. But
that is funny.
I mean, really, like I went for free. My friend,
really?
Our friend Nina, she donated a teddy bear to get tickets.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was like a fundraiser for a children's hospital.
Okay. There's a children's hospital in Chattanooga.
I guess so.
That's cool.
Don't know. And yeah, so like we went for basically free, and like they did raffles like the other, like 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after, probably less than 30 minutes, and gave away like a bunch of tickets and stuff. We didn't get anything, and I was really salty about it because I hate losing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like they were giving away Olivia Rodrigo tickets in Atlanta. Now Horan tickets in Atlanta, and then like Green Day and a couple other
when I was a child, I wasn't allowed to listen to Green Day. So
there was a few like weird ones that I was like, like I would definitely try and resell this if I could. But I was like, I would so go to Olivia Rodrigo. Like,
I would too.
I'm considering like buying tickets now.
Well, my plan for Olivia Rodrigo, and by my plan I mean me and my sister talked about this once. Mm-hmm. But it's still my plan, so Emma, if you're listening, I'm still down for this plan, and anyone's invited. My plan for Olivia Rodrigo is to do what we did with Noah Kahan, but be in Atlanta. Like, I want to go, like, make a dinner reservation, go to dinner in Atlanta, and, like, wait until, like...
See if there's any
See if, like, outside. Even... I don't even... Who's opening for her?
I'm not sure.
I can look it up, but I want to, like, go in Atlanta, be there, act like I'm going to go to this concert. Yeah. Is it at Mercedes-Benz?
No way.
It's at State Farm.
I'm sure State Farm.
I was going to say, if it's at Mercedes-Benz, I'll just sit outside and listen to it.
No shot that she's performing the same venue.
She is pretty big, though. I'm not saying that she would sell it out. I'm saying... You're right. She's not doing a stadium tour. Like, I feel like
Harry Styles went to State Farm.
Like,
when he came here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, like, we're going to go be in Atlanta, see if tickets drop.
That's smart.
And then... go in. Even if it's like after her first song or two, like I'd rather see all of that than like nothing.
Yeah, State Farm Arena.
Yeah, I think that's me and my sister's plan. You're welcome to join because I'm not gonna pay more than like $50.
Yeah, tickets right now are $300 and up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's better than for Taylor Swift when they were like thousands of dollars and never dropped. So I'm like, it could drop. So that's my plan right now.
Love that for you. And me, potentially. What else did I do this week? I can't really think of anything else.
We babysat last night.
Yeah, we all hung out last night. I feel like Thursday night was my only big thing that I did.
Yeah.
I watched Dancing with the Stars finale.
Mm-hmm. And Survivor.
Watched Survivor. Yeah.
Pink Pantheress. And she's actually listed as a special guest, not an opener. I don't know if that means anything, but
I don't think so.
Anyway,
they're like, I think that's a group, Pink Panthers.
Yeah. Did I say it like it was a person?
Maybe. I don't know. No, I think they just won a bunch of awards, or were nominated for a bunch of awards.
Oh, slay.
Over the last couple months.
Okay. Well, that's that.
What about you? What was your week like?
What did I do this week? I feel like we were... You know what? I'm going to pull up my Google Calendar.
That's
because that is going to help me know what to tell y'all.
True.
Oh, see, I wouldn't even remember this. Well, first off, I went to the eye doctor this week. And yeah, that was fine.
What?
And then my mom and my brother came in town Tuesday through Thursday. So they came in town Tuesday. We just like went to dinner and like we watched, my brother really wanted to watch a Christmas movie. So we watched 4 Christmases and it was really good and cute.
Oh, yeah.
And then I worked a half day the next day and then I came home and hung out with them. And we went to Dahlonega because they have like really cute like lights and stuff, and they film a bunch of Hallmark movies there. My mom loves Hallmark movies, and we went to Trader Joe's, and then they left Thursday morning, and then we had our work Christmas party, so I went to that, and then yesterday me and Madison and a couple of our friends babysat our other friends' kids. We just hung out. I actually didn't watch Survivor on Wednesday because my mom and my brother were in town. So I watched Survivor last night and Madison had to watch it twice, which now knowing the end result, I feel bad that she had to watch it twice. But you know what? She could have gone in the other room.
Okay.
But
I think it's funny that the 3 of us and our friend Shannon, that all watch Survivor pretty consistently. Not all 3 of us have all been watching it
at the same time. Because like last week, it was like I usually am pretty good at watching on Wednesday.
I couldn't get it to pull up.
Yeah.
On our TV.
Yeah. So like last week, Shanna always texts and is like texts us and is like,
y'all watching?
Hey, are you guys watching? And usually it's like one of us is like no, and then she'll like last week she just texted me individually, and I'm assuming this week she texted you individually because she didn't want to spoil it, but. Yeah, I'm usually pretty good at watching on Wednesday, but this week I just couldn't because my mom and my brother, and I don't really know I don't know what I'm doing this week. Nothing on Wednesday, so.
Perfect.
Except we did talk about how we usually hang out on Thursday nights, doing it on Wednesday night. So maybe we could hang out and then subject them to Survivor.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Potentially.
So yeah, that was my week, and then today Jackson's actually out of town. He left this morning. He's just gone for the night, and so me and Madison got up. Well, she didn't stay here. What I mean by that is she came over and then we got coffee and now we're recording.
Yes.
And we're doing a white elephant next week, so I need to go find gifts. Yeah.
I have ideas from Amazon, but I can't find exactly what I want.
Okay,
so.
My boss, she just did a white elephant last night and she has one on Sunday. And yeah, I know.
So fun.
And she was telling me the things that she got, and then she was even saying like other ideas, and I was like, Shannon, you're so good at thinking of these. Like, oh, hello, I just heard a noise. Okay, I was like, Shannon, you're so good at thinking of these. Like, why? Like, how do you find them out? And she was like, oh, I just go on Amazon and I search white elephant gifts, and I was like, how have I never thought of that? Yeah. I was going to look on TikTok.
On TikTok, yeah.
But, and then Jason told me, maybe it was, that doesn't sound right that Jason would have told me that. Maybe it was Marshall. One of my other bosses told me that they walked into TJ Maxx and like Home Goods in Woodstock, and there's just like tables of like white elephant stuff.
I feel like usually TJ Maxx and Marshalls.
Yeah, that's why I want to
have
I want to go to TJ Maxx for that, and then I need to get my friend a Christmas gift too.
I don't want to do that. Like get like a TJ Maxx gift because I feel like they're always like they're funny when you open them, but it's like they're just gonna sit forever, or you're gonna bring it to your next white elephant party. Yeah,
that's true. I do want to get something useful. I think I'm trying to think of any of my friends. Well, I haven't bought it yet, so I could go rogue. But my plan right now is, and at this point, Madison and I are just gonna know what the other person got. But I won't know what you wrapped it in. So
yeah,
my plan right now is I saw a bunch of people going to TJ Maxx and maybe Home Goods, and they were finding really cute like wine glasses and like champagne glasses. So my plan right now is to buy 2 of those and like some cute ones, and then if they don't if they don't add up to like 15, like if they're like pretty cheap, then like also buy like a cheap bottle of champagne with them or something. I really like doing a bottle of champagne because I feel like nobody's going to be upset about that. Like it's alcohol, and even if they don't drink it, they can like bring it to a party. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I really like doing that. So that's my plan right now. Shannon did give me some good ones that like if I don't find anything today, I'm probably just going to order. Yeah. But
I've thought of some different ones. Like I really like the idea of getting like a trucker hat that says something funny or like
that's cutie. Cute. Yeah.
But it's hard because
they're expensive, trucker hats.
Well, not really. I feel like I've found a lot that are like
in the price range. Our price range is $15 to $20.
Yeah.
That's like the range that we were given.
Like $19, $20. But it's like if I've searched funny trucker hat, it's like
inappropriate.
Just gross. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not.
There's a trucker hat that I actually really want.
I know. I looked up to see if there was an Amazon dupe of Aviator Nation ones.
Well, not that one. There's another. Well, okay. Also, speaking of the Aviator Nation hat, you know who actually I just found out does make a dupe is Altered State. And it's only $22. And I'll probably buy that one if I don't get the Aviator Nation one for Christmas. But there's another one that I really like. It's from like, I don't know where it's from actually. It's from like one of those places that sells a lot of cute trucker hats. Yeah. And it says aspire to retire. And that one is cute.
That is cute. There's like one on Amazon that I think is cute. But I'm like just weighing out like my options. Yeah. If I like really want to get it. Because I'm like, it's kind of girly. Yeah. And I don't want to go girly.
If you do bring a trucker hat, me and Sloan are going to fight over it.
Yeah, it's like I feel like a lot of our friends, and Ashlyn loves a trucker hat.
And Justin loves hats too.
I think hats are fun. I don't know if I look good in a trucker hat. I
don't know if I look good in them either, but I'm going to keep wearing them.
From Harry Styles' website.
Really?
Yeah, it was really expensive.
What does it say?
It's the spinning out waiting for you.
That is so cute.
Yeah, it's bright blue.
Show me a picture of it later.
I will. It's supposed to be here in 2 days on Monday.
Oh my gosh. I have a corduroy trucker hat and I love it. But I was talking to Jackson about this. I feel like you can't wear corduroy in the summer. I feel like it's just like you can. Yeah. And I wouldn't judge someone else for doing it. Like I wouldn't look at them and be like, that's weird. But when I wear one in the summer, I feel weird about it.
Yeah, but I also feel like at camp it's different.
That's so true.
Camp's a different world fashion-wise.
That's so true. Especially in like summer camping season, no one would be like but I just need to wear it more right now because it's probably like my favorite hat.
Like overalls are the biggest trend of summer camp.
So true. And they're not in season in the summer.
They're never in fashion, really.
They are for me in my heart.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Camp is different. Yeah. It's a different world.
I do need one more hat. So I do think I've had the Aviator Nation hat on my list for like so long. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, if I don't get that, then I am going to purchase probably it but it is so expensive. And really? Like it's $55. Mm. It's $55. Like that is crazy. And that's why I saw the one at Altered State is not the same. And then the one because the Aviator Nation one is like neon. Mm-hmm. And then this one is not. Makes sense. Like I think it was like black or like blue or something, like a muted color. But and I love snow. I love trucker hats. I literally do pray for snow every year. So.
Well, my hat's in Michigan right now, so.
Thank God. Jackson's Christmas present said it was going to get delivered on Friday, and when I tracked it, it said it was in Texas. So I was like, well, I don't live in Texas, so I guess I'm not getting it today. So anyway.
That was a lot.
That was a lot, but everyone pray that I get the Pray for Snow hat and pray that we find good white elephant gifts. And honestly, you can suggest some.
Maybe that should be our next TikTok that we make. Good white elephant gifts.
Yes. We also could vlog us shopping for them today. Yeah, we can. And look at all the different things that we considered. Yeah.
That's so true. Good. All right. Book club.
The
next few chapters. So this is through chapter 42.
Yeah, 29 through 42.
Okay. Firstly, because
are you starting with your thoughts?
Just general.
Okay, this is general. Okay.
I don't know if it's just the narrator that I'm listening to, or if it's genuinely how the characters are written. But Trisha is so ditzy sounding whenever she's talking with Ethan. Like her internal whatever doesn't quite sound so ditzy, but then as soon as she's having a conversation with Ethan, it's like, I can't do anything. I'm just a girl. Like, that's the vibes
so
I
weird.
get.
I haven't gotten that vibe.
Okay, maybe
so
it's just the way that it's being read.
I mean, we also, like, could just have different opinions, but I feel like I don't get that vibe at all. Like, I feel like I get the vibe that, like, she is, like... I get more that vibe when she rationalizes his behavior. Like, when he doesn't take her seriously, or when he does X, Y, and Z, and she's like, well, he's just trying to provide for me. Like, that's when I'm like, you're sounding so
it's
1950s. But when she's talking to him, I'm more... And maybe I'm just not paying attention to her because I'm, like, more paying attention to his response because it's always bad.
Yeah.
But, like, when he comes back at her with his whatever, I'm like, you literally suck. Why can't you just take her seriously?
Yeah, I would agree. But, yeah, I was, like, this whole time, I was just like, I can't stand the way she sounds when she's talking to him.
That's funny.
It's like she literally just sounds like what you said, like very like old-fashioned, like 1950s.
Yeah,
like,
that's so annoying.
Like,
All right. Okay. Here are the major things that happened in these chapters.
Okay.
Adrian asks Luke if they can delete the videos. Mm-hmm. And he really doesn't want to, and then he says yes.
Yep.
And so Adrian drugs EJ.
Literally insane.
Which is insane, for sure. I'm like, at this point, you really just need to tell the cops. Like, this, like what he is doing to you is way worse than what you did.
Yes.
And she has Luke go to his apartment and delete the video. And she was like, don't watch the video, don't watch the video. Also psycho.
Yeah. So
and he watches it.
I mean,
but then they still stay together after that.
Yep.
And then back to the Trisha and Ethan portion, they find a secret compartment in Adrian's office.
Yep.
And then there's a body in it. I would like to say, I say that because they haven't actually identified the body. Like, they haven't confirmed that it's Adrian. So I want to say that.
Yeah.
I think that they're assuming
true.
it's her.
Yeah.
Because they think that they know that she's dead.
Yeah.
But there is a body in there.
Yeah.
Because it just said they were wearing, like, jeans and a shirt. So I'm like, well, that could be
jeans and blue
anybody.
shirt.
Like, anybody can wear jeans and a blue shirt.
Yeah, and wait, when she was talking about the closet and stuff, didn't she say that it doesn't seem like Adrian owns denim?
Maybe.
I feel like I remember that.
Maybe.
From, like, last week's chapters.
That could be a good clue.
Because she was, like, this cashmere sweater, and, like, when she was looking through the clothes, she was like, I don't know that Dr. Adrian Hale even owns denim.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good catch. And that goes along with some of my theories, so we'll get to that.
It's just another dead person.
It just says they're a body, and everyone's assuming that it's...
And then describes the outfit.
Dr. Hale,
Yeah, that's the details we got.
And then EJ has another copy of the video. So then back to the EJ and the Adrian, the Luke. EJ has another copy of the video and wants to sleep with Adrian, and he has a video of Luke breaking in. Mm-hmm. And then...
It's just more intense blackmail.
Yeah, just more intense blackmail. But what he did was... What Luke did was illegal. I mean, he had his keys, so one could make a case that he wasn't. But like, I feel like Luke could talk his way out of that. Like, just be like, it's not like he broke a window or like picked his lock. Like, he had his keys. Like, I don't know what would and wouldn't hold up in court, but I would just be like, you asked me to go to your house and like look for this stuff for you.
He could definitely
you could get out of that. You could get out of that. The Adrian stuff, you can't get out of slashing the guy's tires. That happened.
Like, that's you.
But, and then Adrian told Luke that, and he got really pissed and left. Mm-hmm. And then she said, like, I'm going to handle EJ on my own. Mm-hmm. And then flashback to Trisha and Ethan, they find Luke. Like, Luke has been staying in the house. Mm-hmm. And Luke also found the body. Ethan had Trisha wrap this guy's legs in duct tape, which honestly, I'm not saying that I would I'm not saying I would bound up. I don't know. I'm not saying that I would like do that to somebody, but like, I kind of see his point of like, I kind of see
like, I mean, I get his like cautious whatever, like, but it feels crazy.
It feels so crazy that he did that. But I do see this thing of like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, everyone is saying that you're the one that murdered Dr. Hale, and all Ethan is going off of is his pregnant wife, who has been telling him all of these things, which are now adding up.
Yep.
And she's like, well, I don't think he did it. And like, okay, see,
I thought that because I listened to this part this morning. that Ethan never questioned Trisha for how she knew it was Luke. Because she was just like, Luke? And then, like... She was
he didn't question it,
like,
but then...
boyfriend, blah, blah.
But, like, in all of the news and stuff, like... Because they talked about her murder and about how, like...
Yeah.
Like, it's all assumed that the boyfriend did it.
Yeah.
And maybe he was just so startled that he didn't care. Or maybe he just doesn't believe that he's Luke, so he's like...
Yeah.
Whatever. So... That is also, so that's like the general overview of what happened. And then Ethan went to go get cell service. Mm-hmm. And so he left Trisha here by herself, and he found the tapes. Like the tape closet was open. Mm-hmm. And Ethan saw that.
Well, he doesn't know what's in there. They just saw that the door was open.
Oh.
He hasn't left yet to go get cell service.
Oh, I think I just assumed.
I think he was about to leave.
I'm remembering now. Yeah.
Then, like,
I think I just assumed that he's gonna find out what's in there.
He's gonna.
Yeah,
but
so
that was like
that's where it left
was
off.
like,
is that
she saw what he was looking at, and it was the bookcase left ajar.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what it is. So that's everything that happened.
Yeah.
What are some of your thoughts?
I mean, my first thought, as soon as EJ started blackmailing Adrian for pills, I was like, this guy's crazy, and it's about to get way worse. And I was right, obviously. And then in chapter, I think it was 34, Trisha literally says, she's like listening to the tapes, and she's like, well, if EJ is anything like Ethan, talking about like the wine knowledge and stuff, and I was like, girl,
I somewhat think
put two and two together.
I somewhat think the author is building it up, and it's not Ethan. Like, that's gonna be the twist. If that's not, then I'm gonna be annoyed. But it still isn't confirmed or denied if they're the same person.
And then Ethan's parents were confirmed to have died in a crash. When he like is talking with Adrian the last time.
Oh, EJ, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, he said that.
Yeah, and she's
Which
like...
that, I'm like, bro, after that, I would have gone to the cops. Like, you literally didn't tell them that... like, that's bad. Like, like, in not saying 100%, but in some regard, she is responsible for their death.
Yeah. I mean, a patient, like, talked about essentially killing his
like,
parents.
it's confidentiality until you talk about hurting yourself or others. Like...
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
Dunno.
Some of my thoughts at the beginning were, Ethan definitely has internet. Like there was something at the beginning of like chapters like 29 through 31 that he was like talking about, and Trisha was like, I wonder how he knew that. Like, maybe he just like, and I was like, this man has internet. This man has internet for sure. So that's one of my, that's my guess. My next is... in regards to when she enlisted Luke to help her with the video stuff, I said, I feel like Adrian could have done all of that by herself. You don't have to be a criminal hacker to delete a video. Like, when she pulled up the video on his phone and said, here, delete it, I was like, are you kidding me? There's a trash button in the bottom right corner. Like, press delete. Like, I was like, you don't have to. Like, I was like, okay, that's so weird. So after they deleted the video off of EJ's computer, phone, whatever, and they thought that everything was fine, in that time, my thought was, I'm rooting for Adrian and Luke, even though I know she's gone and it doesn't end up working out. Like, I was like, they are really cute together. She is psychotic, but I'm like, they are, like, sweet together, and, like, I was like, I'm really rooting for them, but it's not gonna happen. So, I
mean... we don't know for sure.
So, and I'm getting to that. Ethan seems way too calm about the fact there's a dead body.
Yeah.
But if if he is EJ and he killed Adrian, why the bleep would he open up that compartment? He knew what was in there.
Yeah.
Like, why would he be like, let's just open it up?
Or, like, why would he have moved the couch?
Yeah, like, he would have been like, I'll just reach under there. Because first off, I've dropped my ring places. You just reach under there. So I'm like, why would he have done all of that if he's the one that killed Adrian and put her in there?
Yeah.
Here's my new prediction. My prediction is that, when she's like, I'm going to take care of this myself about EJ, Adrian. My prediction is that Adrian killed EJ and went into hiding. That's my prediction right now.
Okay. I'm like...
And Ethan's just crazy.
I could see...
Or a misogynistic man. Not uncommon.
I could see that. Except that I feel like there's got to be some evidence that Trisha is going to find. Because otherwise I don't think it would... Like, I feel like something's going to happen on one of the tapes or, like, something along the lines of that so that Trisha finds out.
But did she reach the last EJ tape?
Did she?
Yeah, because the last EJ tape, because like all of the last tapes are in red. Like when she reaches a final session with somebody, their final session, the writing is in red. And EJ doesn't have a red tape because their sessions ended unexpectedly, is what I'm assuming. Because Adrian or EJ died.
Something happened.
Confirmed Adrian is in her 30s.
Yes, I did. Yep.
How is it that EJ has so many videos? That's the part in literature that's unrealistic for me. Like, honestly, this whole thing is like pretty realistic to me. Like, people have, psychotic tendencies, whatever. But like, how is it that he has a video of him outside his apartment, inside the apartment? He like, I'm like, and he was drugged during this time. So like, where would you have a video? Like, I understand if you have videos in your home or if you have cameras in your home, like he's crazy. So like, whatever. I mean, we have a Ring doorbell, but like, how do you have a street view video?
Yeah, that's weird.
When you were drugged, like you were unconscious an hour away. So how do you have a street view video of him breaking into your apartment? Like, that was too unreal. That was a stretch for me. And lastly, the fact... Oh, wait. I have my last notes. The fact that Adrian suggested to kill him. Yeah. Too far. You ruined your relationship. Literally, like, too far. Yeah. Too far. That was and lastly, I feel like... You know how the title of the book is Never Lie? I feel like that hasn't been brought in too much. Like, I was just thinking about that. And so I'm like, because she talks about how, like, she can tell when EJ is lying because, like, his, like, under his eye, like, twitches or something. But I'm like, I feel like there's going to be something at the end that, like, really brings that all together. Yeah. So those are all my thoughts for the chapters. Yeah. Anything else you were thinking?
I feel like...
Or a prediction?
No. Okay. I feel like, look, I'm not that into this book. I don't know. It feels a little cheesy. Yeah. And so I feel like I'm not fully bought in, but...
You need to read Verity.
I mean, the body in the floorboards really surprised me. Yeah. I'll say it. Yeah. At first, I thought it was going to be like the wine bottles from when she drugged him. Because I was like, oh, she's hiding the evidence. Nobody's going to look there. And then she was like, there was a dead body. And I was like, what? It's like, where did that come from? But yeah,
also,
I
it just
know.
seems intriguing to me that the police wouldn't have found that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like they search every square inch of homes. Like, they're going to, especially if they're looking for a body, like, they're going to move stuff. Like, they're going to I mean, I don't know. That seemed a little interesting to me. But also, something that I was telling somebody the other day was that because I'm such a nosy person and like I like to know what happens, especially in mysteries and thrillers. If we hadn't been reading this book like we are, like a couple chapters a week, like for the podcast, I would have finished it in 3 days because I need to know what happens. Yeah, that's fair. So I think that's why I am into it, because I know that I would read it quickly because I actually care about what happens. The reason I see what you're saying about it being cheesy. My thing is, it's very different. Like, I've never read a book about a therapist where you're listening to cassette. I don't know. I feel like that's like an untapped genre or plot. I don't know. Yeah. And secondly, because I really don't know what's going to happen. Like, I really, at this point, I feel like a lot of things could go either way. So, like, for all we know, Luke could have killed her. Like, I don't know. I mean, I really don't feel like he would have done that, but
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like I'm into it, because I'm like, I know I would have read it quickly. I've never read a plot like this, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Not saying it's the best book I've ever read. I'm not saying that. But it's better than that stupid book I read about the weather.
The weather?
The book, Local Woman Missing. Remember, I hated that book.
Yeah. That's fair.
I don't need to bring that up right now. I've already been feisty today. I don't need to bring that up.
I, separate from the book, but off of what I talked about, last week? 2 weeks ago, something? About, like, how freaked out I get about my own house and, like, someone being in it.
Oh my gosh. Madison called me the other day to tell me
Literally.
this. And I was in the car with my whole family, and we were like, oh God.
Well, okay, so I get freaked out about being home alone, like, as one does.
Yeah, I'm freaked out because I have to sleep here alone tonight.
Yeah. And so, like, me and my roommate's work schedules are, like, kind of funky. So, like, we'll, like, leave at about the same time in the morning sometimes, unless my one roommate who works PM shifts, like, will obviously leave after I've already gone to work. And I'll get home at, like, 3:30, and they'll get home at, like, 5-ish. And I came home the other day, and
This is creepy. Like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Especially in light of us reading this book.
yeah, I came home and my bedroom ceiling light was on, and I was like, that's weird. One, because, like, in the mornings I try not to turn on a bunch of lights because I hate it, but then also, like, my roommate and I share, like, a bathroom that's right across the hall from both of our doors, and so, like, if one of our lights is on, like, you can see it under your bedroom door.
Madison hates overhead lighting, so that's
Yeah,
that's when
and I
first
have, like,
knew something
2
was awry.
lamps that I use that are, like, on either side of my bed, and I have, like, a little, like, humidifier that has a lamp on it that I'll turn on in the mornings so that it's, like, less, like, more dim. And in the mornings, like, if I'm looking for something, I'm going to just use my phone flashlight instead of turning on the whole whatever, like, going to turn on a lamp.
Yeah.
And so in my head, I'm like, did I turn this on this morning and just leave it on, like, on accident? And I was, like, trying to think back to the morning, and I was like, I feel like I was downstairs, and I think I went back up to grab something, but did I hit the overhead light? And then I was like, I wouldn't have left it on because that would have been the only light on upstairs. So I would have, like, clocked that as, like, turn it off.
Yeah.
And then I walk out of my room after turning that light off, and my roommate's overhead light is also on. Now, she uses her overhead light. So I was like, that's not that crazy, but I've never noticed it on when she's not home.
Yeah.
And, like,
You guys both seem like people to turn lights off when you leave.
yeah, pretty much. Like, we'll leave, like, one light on downstairs.
But I mean, like for the majority,
We're not
especially
just leaving
overhead
on
lights,
whatever.
like, sometimes I don't turn the lamps off in my living room because it's, like, annoying.
Yeah.
But, like, I turn everything else off.
Yeah.
And everything that's convenient is off.
Yeah. And so I was like, that's odd, but not, like, mind-blowing or anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, nothing else in my room has moved. But, like, so I was like, maybe it was just my roommate. Because, like, I have a big, like, full-length mirror in my room that she'll, like, use some days. And so, like, I'm not, like, she goes in my room, that's fine. Like, I know that happens. And so I was like, maybe she just, like, before she left, she went in my room and just forgot to turn off the lights because it was already light outside. And so when she got home, we were, like, putting up Christmas lights, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I forgot to ask you guys, did you guys go in my room this morning or, like, leave on the overhead lights? And she was like, no. Like, I went in your room when I got home to look in the mirror and used your overhead light. I was like, no, like, I mean, like, this morning, like, when I got home at 3:30, like, it was on. And she was like, no, I didn't go in there this morning. Like, I don't think neither of our lights were on when I left this morning.
So
and I was
weird.
like, don't
say it.
And my other roommate was like, no, I don't go over there to y'all's rooms. Like, that's weird. And they were both very calm, cool, and collected about it.
It's because they're not reading this book. Clearly, they're not keeping up with book club.
Oh, no. But I was like, our doors were locked. Everything
Let's look
else
underneath
was
your
normal.
couch.
Oh, my gosh. No, stop.
You guys have seen
No,
it
there's...
without furniture.
It's a brand new build. It's not, like, old and creepy, but...
Do you guys, who's your landlord? Like, do you think your landlord...
Random dude. No, he doesn't live here.
Oh,
He lives
well then, yeah, I don't
somewhere
know.
else. Yeah,
because like
know.
in my head, sometimes I feel like landlords would come over and like look at something. But first off, that would be weird and creepy if they didn't text you first.
Yes.
And second off, if he doesn't live here, then he definitely.
Well, I
didn't.
thought that too because we have mail that's like addressed to him, like it's like checks and stuff, and we've texted him that we have it, but like he doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't really respond
even though it's
to
checks.
Yeah, and so we have.
I'd be
a
like,
check.
can I have a forwarding address or something?
Yeah.
Like,
so like we have a check from like October. That's his.
that's about to be
Like it was like
expired.
a rebate or something. Yeah, like it's definitely kind of whatever. And then we got another piece of mail, I think last week or like after Thanksgiving. Last week. And texted him again, and like I don't know. So I was like, maybe he like came to get it.
Were the checks gone?
No.
Dang,
I
if
don't
the checks
think
were
so.
gone, then that would be.
I know, but then I like started
culprit.
looking around my room to see if like anything was moved or like in case that like my roommate had gone in there to like borrow something and just totally forgot about it. I just smacked my mic so hard, sorry. But nothing was moved, and like my laptop was sitting on my bed. So,
Yeah,
like, if anything like actually bad happened, like that would have been gone.
Speaking of laptops, I thought mine was stolen the other day, and then I said something to Jackson. I was like, I can't find my laptop. I'm like really worried. And he was like, oh, it's under the seat of your car. I like moved it. And I was like, okay, first off, that means it's been in there for days. It's really cold outside right now. I was like, why would you do that? And he was like, well, I went into your car to get your ID for you one day, and it was just in your purse. And I was like, yeah, in my purse concealed. Like, you didn't need to then put it under the floorboard of my... Which, I understand. If I lost or, like, broke my laptop right now, that would be really bad. It's not in our budget for me to buy a new laptop. So, like, that would be bad. But I was like, why didn't you just, like, tell me
really
that?
funny.
Anyway. Yeah, so we'll see if...
Yeah, so if anything happens to me, now we have audio recording of...
Someone's going to
just
listen
like
to
Dr.
this.
Adrian Hale.
Yeah.
So if I turn up missing someday, there'll be some evidence. You guys heard it here first.
Scary. Okay, well, that's that. Okay, so next week we're going to finish the book.
Yeah.
So I think there's an epilogue.
Okay.
Because there was a prologue. I think when I was looking at the chapters and like
double check.
splitting it all out, there was an epilogue. Oh yeah, you have it up on Spotify. So we'll read chapters 43 through the epilogue. I think there's 56 chapters.
Yeah, there's an
58
epilogue.
with the epilogue.
So 54.
Oh, 54.
And epilogue.
Okay, so not that many. So it's 43 through the epilogue. So that's what we'll do next week.
All right. Our topics.
Yep. Let's hear 'em.
To follow book club. Taylor Swift announced as Time's Person of the Year. Tree Payne, Taylor Swift's
Her publicist.
Yeah, publicist. Made a public statement to Dumois.
First time in many years.
Yeah. Selena Gomez announces her relationship with Benny Blanco. Dancing with the Stars finale, and then a little Survivor recap this week.
We're getting close to the end of Survivor. I'm really sad, honestly.
We're down to the final 7.
Final 6.
6. Okay. All right. Taylor Swift, first up.
First up, Taylor Swift.
Time Magazine announced their Person of the Year. They announced their short list like last week of like the 5 things that they were choosing from, which, I mean, I think every year it's kind of a crazy mix of things because it's like this politician, this like dictator from Europe, and then your favorite pop star, and like what?
Yeah.
So I think I don't know how they end up picking someone. I think that's crazy. But this year they announced it to be Taylor Swift. I mean, obviously we're big supporters of this decision.
Yeah, obviously we're biased, but we'll get into this, but like I think it is so fair. Some people were saying like why like somebody else like more that's like that's done more good should be Person of the Year, and I'm like, I think that you're taking it a little too seriously. Like I think that they are trying to capture part of like what 2023 was about. Yeah. And like obviously some really great things have happened in 2023, some really horrible and devastating things have happened, but like they're trying to capture society as a whole.
Yeah.
in 2023. And I do think that Taylor Swift was a big part of that.
Yeah. I think, like, I saw a lot of people complaining that there was nothing to do with the, like, Israeli and, like, all
Palestine,
that stuff. Because, was that not last year?
No, that's, like, still happening now.
No, like, whenever the Ukraine and Russia stuff was happening, they made Ukraine, like, the people of Ukraine was, like, person of the year.
Yeah. But it's, like, they can't do that, they can't just do that every single year. Like, every single year, it can't
but people
just
were,
be,
like, complaining. They were like, it shows, like, will.
I'm like, okay.
I'm like, I don't think it's that deep.
No, I really don't. And, like, they're not saying... They're not saying, like, oh, Taylor Swift's a person of the year, so we don't care about what's going on.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's not what's happening.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's like this whole long interview along with photo shoot, which is great.
Love the photo shoot.
Really funny seeing people recreate her photo with her cat on TikTok.
I haven't seen any.
Because, like, the cats are all freaking out.
Yeah.
Because that's not a normal way to hold a cat.
I wonder, like...
Because she, like, puts her cat, like, over her shoulders in the photo.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture now, and it's not a normal way to hold it.
No,
Like, I'm like, your cat
all.
must be really
But apparently,
flexible.
like, that breed of cat is just, like, super chill. And so, like, people with that same kind of cat, like, are able to do it.
The cat's eyes are so pretty. They're, like, literally bright blue.
Well, that's the cat that she got from the Lover music video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Benjamin Button.
Yep.
My mom sent me a video of it and was like, I thought this cat's name was Meredith. Did she change the name? And I was like...
She has 3.
I mean, I'm honestly really proud of my mom for even knowing that she had a cat named Meredith. Or maybe she said Olivia. She said one of the two other cats' names. And I was like, well...
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, like...
yeah.
Anyway.
Go off.
Yeah.
I think I really enjoyed the way that this article was written. Like, I sat and read it all one day.
Yeah, same.
And...
I got chills reading it. I was
like, some of it I was like...
It's really cool.
No, like, they actually really understand.
Yeah.
Like, what Taylor's all about right now.
Yeah.
My favorite part that I feel like I really enjoyed the writing part of it was the writer, I think it's a guy.
It's a guy, yeah.
Yeah. It said, if you're skeptical, talking about, like, Time's pick for her. Consider it, how many conversations did you have about Taylor Swift this year? How many times did you see a photo of her while scrolling on your phone? Were you one of the people who made a pilgrimage to a city where she played? Did you buy a ticket to her concert film? Did you double tap an Instagram post or laugh at a tweet or click on a headline about her? Did you find yourself humming Cruel Summer while waiting in line at the grocery store? Did a friend confess that they watched clips of the Eras tour night after night on TikTok? Or did you? And I love this because literally every single one of those things, I'm like, yeah, I did.
Well, and I even think about people in my life that don't like my husband Jackson, like, he is not like a Taylor Swift fan.
Right.
Like, and part of that is he's a white straight male. Like, you know, like that's probably her least amount of fans, but like he has done half of those things because I have done that, you know? So it's like, even if you weren't subjecting yourself to Taylor Swift directly, it's like me and him, I can't, like, we probably have a conversation about Taylor Swift at least once a week, and like an in-depth conversation. And he has watched part of the Eras tour because I have showed it to him. Like, I've like one of the nights it wasn't November 27th. It was a different night. Maybe it was like the first night of her international leg or something. I don't really know. One night I had it up. I had it like casted onto our TV, and he was like sitting in here working, and like I was like editing some stuff, and it was just like on. So like he's watched that. He technically did purchase a ticket to the movie because I purchased one. We have the same bank account. So I'm like, even people who like would say, oh, I don't really like Taylor Swift, their lives were still in some way impacted by her. In some way she took up their time and money this year. And so, and like even in the article, it was saying how like she was recognized for like boosting the economy, like with this like tour and stuff. So,
yeah, I mean, I think about just within like our roommates, like
our last year roommates or your roommates right now?
No, like ours.
Oh, yeah.
When we lived together. Like, there are 5 girls. I would say that we were the only 2 that were like Swifties.
I think Shanna is.
But
I think that I don't know that she's necessarily like watching all the lives, but she wants to be in the know. Like, she wants to know. But she's not
I'm saying like before the year long.
Roommates. Yeah.
Like, I think she like liked Taylor, but definitely wasn't like hardcore.
Following
like, I'm a Swiftie.
Yeah.
Like, I think we would have both been like begrudgingly called ourselves Swifties.
Yeah.
The word itself is cringe. But And, like, over the course of the year, like, with Midnight's coming out and then her re-releases and then the Eras tour, like, I feel like all 5 of us like Taylor Swift.
Maddie Jo kind of, but even Maddie Jo, like so when we went to the Eras tour, we went on a Sunday, like, and like Friday we all went to get merch, and Maddie Jo came with us. So it's like she still in some way was still subjected. Yeah. I don't think she hates Taylor Swift. I just think
that's what I'm saying. But I think like a year or like before we all lived together, and she would have probably said she hated her.
Yeah, that's true.
So we all grew in our love for Taylor this year.
Yeah, I agree. And even outside of like the Time pick, like the Time magazine pick, first off, I want to have a physical copy of this. Like, can I get it at like Target?
Not yet, but you will be able to.
Okay, I want one. I think I want to have one. Yep. But also, like, what was I gonna say? Oh, outside of like the artisticness of this interview, like there was also some like tangible things that we found out. First off, what I thought was interesting too was her workout routine. Like when she started talking about that, she was like, she literally said, she was like, I used to tour like a frat guy, like just like kind of going along like as it came. And she was like, now like I started training 6 months in advance. I would run on the treadmill, like, and sing the whole set list.
Which is wild.
And she basically said she would like sprint for like the fast songs, and then she would like fast walk for the slow songs. And I'm like, that is a lot. But it's true, like I didn't think about that. I'm like, she is running around stage, like her heart rate is up, like. And so she talked about that. She talked about how she did dance choreography for like 3 months because she was like, I want to know it so that I can like be playful with my fans and like still
not
hit the marks. Yeah. So she talked about all that, which was crazy. And I was just like, oh, okay. And she was just talking about that, how intense it was, and how she, besides the Grammys, she didn't drink. And speaking of the Grammys, it was confirmed that they were dating during the Grammys.
When were the Grammys?
I can look it up, but because something else that the article said was that by the time, and I want everyone to know that I was right. If you go back and you listen to our episode when we talked about that game, I literally said, everyone is saying that this is their first date, but this doesn't seem like a first date to me. And so, like, who would do that? Yeah. And so, wait. Oh, that's the 2024 Grammys. It said it was in February, and I was like, wait, was it the Grammys that I'm talking about?
I don't think so. The VMAs was where she was like singing and dancing front row.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So she said besides the VMAs.
No, she said besides the Grammys, because the Grammys were before the Eras tour started.
I'm so confused.
She wasn't talking about Travis and the Grammys. She started dating Travis like right after that podcast episode came out in July.
Okay, I think I saw a TikTok that confused me. I saw a TikTok of her at the VMAs, and it said this girl was dating Travis.
Oh, yeah.
But we didn't know.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'm sorry. It's all coming together. It's all coming together for me. Okay. Yeah. No, never mind. So, moral of the story was, she hasn't drank because she's like, I don't want to do this hungover, which totally understand.
Fair.
I don't want to go to work with having drank the night before, and I had to work a desk job, so totally understand that. But yeah, and so then on top of all of this, we found out that they started dating right after that podcast episode. So right after she played at Arrowhead, they started hanging out, FaceTiming, all that stuff, and then by the time that she showed up at that game, they were boyfriend girlfriend. I'm like, okay,
yeah, they were already a couple.
When I was thinking about, I was like, okay, well, where does Maddie Healy fit into all of that? And Maddie Healy, they were confirmed dating. Confirmed. I don't actually think I don't think they were boyfriend and girlfriend. No. I think that they were like hanging out.
Yeah.
You know, take that as you will. But like, I don't think that they were boyfriend girlfriend. That started in May, ended in June. Like it was like literally a month from the time they were seen together to the time people were saying that they were done. And then in July is when she started hanging out with Travis. And then they were, I don't know at what point they actually started dating, but they were full on dating by the time she went to the game in
August.
That was in August?
It was late August.
No, it couldn't have been August. It was after I got back from my honeymoon.
Maybe you're right.
It couldn't have been.
Yeah, you're right.
So September, October, when we saw them leaving that game together, even though they looked awkward, they weren't holding hands. They were boyfriend and girlfriend. Which, you know, I think even when you first start dating somebody, it's still a little like new and fresh.
September 24th.
Okay, yeah.
I knew it was like the 20-something.
Yeah,
I thought it was August. Sorry. So that was like 2 months of them like dating.
Yes.
And they were already confirmed couple, as Taylor says.
Yeah. And I think overall, oh, sorry. Let me say one more thing. I thought that was crazy, was when she name dropped Kim Kardashian. Like, I was like rereading that paragraph like 6 times being like, wait, is this an old quote? No. She and you know what that confirmed for me? She forgives, but she never forgets. And what's that one line? She buries the hatchet, but she remembers where it was.
Yeah.
Like, that, I'm like, yeah, I don't think she's actively, like, trying to destroy Kim Kardashian's life anymore.
No.
But they are not. She's not doing a Skims ad anytime soon. And I was like, okay.
Low-key, I was kind of hopeful that they would be able to work things out.
Because Kanye's not in the picture anymore?
Yes. Granted, like, I know Kim was a huge part in that whole thing. But because they were, like, divorced and, like, Kim seems to be...
I mean, she's over Kanye's BS.
Yeah. She's,
like,
working on her...
So.
It seems like she's, like, worked on herself,
yeah.
quote, unquote. So I was like, maybe they'll figure it out.
I think Taylor... Okay, and this is
because she forgave him once.
Yeah.
And then...
This is also... and maybe that's why. Maybe she already forgave them once, so she's like, I'm sorry. Like...
Yeah, I don't
want I'm not gonna give you some of my mental space, but I'm also not gonna, like, protect you. Like, she was talking about what happened, you know?
Yeah.
I think that... And this is me speculating Taylor's, like, thoughts and opinions, but I think that she's never going to be able to get over a woman screwing over another woman for that kind of man. Like, because Kanye sucks.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe that's part of her. But and I also think part of it is that, like, she has already forgiven them once. And she's like, well, I'm not doing this again. So.
Yeah. I think when I saw that Skims was using, like, athletes, I was like, I wonder... if, like...
They're not touching Travis Kelce. No. I don't think they're gonna.
I mean, confirmed. Definitely not now.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe.
Yeah. I also thought that, like, the overall vibe of the article was just so sweet. Like, at the end when she was talking about, like, I'm not... Like, I can't get those years of my life that I stayed at my house.
The 6 years.
Locked away.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy that she, like, openly said that about...
She openly said so many things. I was like, thank God.
I was like, whoa.
I really think that she's trying to, like... I'm not going to say live a normal life because that's never going to happen for her. Like, normal isn't like our lives, but like
a normal
I do think that she's trying to just like do what she wants to do. Like, she wants to go to dinner. Like, she went to dinner with Selena last night. Like, she wants to do that. She wants to, like... And she even said, she was like, when I go to dinner, are there going to be a line of people at the door? Like, is there going to be chaos outside? Yeah, but, like, I want to go to dinner with my friends, so I'm going to. And so I just think she's in a healthier place. And I think we all do that. Like, we all look back on a season where we're like, wow, that was not taking care of myself well. And I feel like she did that in the Miss Americana documentary. Like, she's doing that now. Like, I feel like she's looking back and being like, that wasn't the best version of me. And she's like, now I want to be seen with my boyfriend. I want to, like, change lyrics in a song to be silly on stage. Like,
yeah, I think it's like, maybe not even that she wants to be seen with her boyfriend, but she doesn't want to have to think about hiding.
Yeah. Like, she wants to, like, I didn't mean to be seen. I meant, like, she wants to do things out and about with her. Like, she doesn't want to just hole up in her apartment with him. Yeah, she wants to go to dinner with him. Yeah. She wants to go on dates with him. She doesn't want to be like, all right, let's just order takeout because I'm Taylor Swift and I want to hide. Like,
Yeah, I think it was crazy that she said that because she's rarely spoken about Joe Alwyn and their relationship. Like, she may have, like,
and she never would say his name. She would be like, my relationship,
my partner
or
of
my
6
partner.
years.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think she did say his name in she did say his name in one of the Grammys acceptance speech.
Yeah.
But
that was few and far between.
Yeah,
where she's already talked about Travis, like, openly, like, 6 times. Like,
like exactly when they started dating, how they started talking. Like,
yeah. I have no idea how the Met Gala. I was gonna say I have no idea how her and Joe Alwyn started dating.
She never said that.
Yeah, like that's just what our
put
speculation
together.
is. Yeah,
through song lyrics and photos and
that. Okay, you know what this all confirmed for me
what?
Is that 100% they're gonna like go to the Grammys together, go to the Met Gala together. If she goes, well, she has to. I mean, she doesn't have to go to the Grammys, but she's nominated for a bunch of things. I would think that she's gonna go. Like if they're both available to go.
Yeah.
Like, they are going to be on the red carpet together in my head.
I'm so excited.
We have to watch it together because I'm going to be, like, giggling the whole time.
Yeah. No, I'm so excited. I really hope so because I feel like their vibes match so well that, like, at the Grammys or any awards show that, like, they're just going to be having the most fun. Cameras are going to be on them the whole time. But I don't think they care because, like... Taylor's always on screen at any award show, dancing, singing along, cheering for everybody. Like, and I'm like, I feel like Travis would fit that, like, excitement level perfectly. Mm-hmm. And I feel like everyone's gonna just eat it up. Yeah. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really happy for them. I'm really happy for her that she's like, feels like she can be more open and just like, do whatever she wants. Yeah. On top of all of that, this is like kind of a hard shift, but from Taylor's happiness. But like Madison was saying, T-Pain, who is Taylor's publicist.
Yes.
Background on this, Dumois. I'm really bad at pronouncing their name. Dumois. They have been saying for a while that like they know.
Okay, Dumois is like an anonymous like gossip girl kind of account.
It's not like Page 6.
No, it's like people submit where they've seen celebrities, what they know about celebrities.
Yeah, like they'll like a common thing I see on there, or I used to see, rip to this couple, was like Joe and Sophie are at this restaurant in New York right now. Like they're out to lunch here. Like it's stuff like that. Yeah. So it's like take it how you want. Honestly, anything on there that people just submit and there's no pictures, I'm like, I don't believe you. Like, I know. I'm like, what? How am I supposed to know that you're not just like, I could say right now, like, oh yeah, I just saw Taylor Swift in Atlanta. Yeah. Like, what? Like, where's the, like, anyone could submit this stuff. So that's who Dumois is. And a lot of times it is harmless stuff, like, oh, I saw these people out and about. But again, for a long time now, they have been dying on this hill that Joe Alwyn and Taylor Swift had some sort of, in their words, had some sort of marriage ceremony. They're like, it's not legal because... And that's the other thing. I'm like, well, yeah, you're saying it's not legal because, like, you can look up public records. Like, you can go look up me and Jackson's marriage license in Maine. Like, it's not hard. And so it's like you, just like people looked up when Joe and Sophie got divorced because those are all public court documents. And so they've been saying this for so long, and they just said something else about it. They, like, posted this story, and this is so, like, this was in light of all of the stuff about you're losing me. This is in light of like Jack Antonoff saying that it was recorded like in 2021. The message that Dumois was sent was, I think Swifties need a reminder that just because Taylor wrote a sad song about Joe in December of 21 doesn't mean they broke up around that time, which is true, or that she was unhappy all of 2022 and 23. Anyone who's been in a long-term relationship will tell you there are highs and lows. She could have written it during an argument and was over it the next day. She's Taylor Swift. She's always writing songs. People need to realize Jack Antonoff has a quirky personality, and him making faces does not equal him hating Joe Alwyn. People need to stop trying to rewrite history. She was seen with Joe on and off all the way in 2023. And honestly, I kind of agree with what this message is saying. Like, because that's what I was saying last week. Like, I know for a fact they were still dating because when she was announcing the Midnight song tracks, because she literally said my current relationship of 6 years. I'm like, so whatever. So Dumois posts this on their story and they wrote this thing and said, she did have a ceremony in either 2020 or 2021 in the UK, and it was described to me as a quote-unquote marriage by more than one person. It was never made legal. I will die on this hill. Put it on my tombstone. I have no reason to lie. I don't care what she does. I'm sorry she didn't tell you guys about it in a song, but just because she doesn't sing about something doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Okay? Tree Payne screenshotted this. And like we were saying, she hasn't said anything since...
Tree Payne has not tweeted since Kim and Kanye video situation.
Yes. She's retweeted
She'll retweet Taylor's posts about new albums and whatever, but...
Her personal Twitter, she has not tweeted anything.
Yeah.
And she said, enough is enough with these fabricated lies about Taylor from Dumois. There was never a marriage or ceremony of any kind. This is an insane thing to post. It's time for you to be held accountable for the pain and trauma you cause with posts like these. And then I think Dumois, I didn't see this, but I heard that Dumois like said something back of like, I don't make money from lying, like, but I can't say the same about publicists. And I'm like... You actually quite literally have made your whole account off of potential lies. Like, you actually sit on a throne of potential lies. Like, and, like, you literally repost, like you... Also, the message that they originally got, it's not saying anything like, oh, I know they were still together. It's piecing together context clues. Also, I'm like... When the message was like, Swifties need to realize, I'm like, you're coming up with major receipts. And if you're not, if you wouldn't call yourself a Swiftie, you're just obsessed with hating Taylor Swift. Cause like they were saying all these, I didn't read all of it word for word, but like they were saying all these details about like Glitch and their like length of the relationship. I was like, if you're not calling yourself a Swiftie, that's so interesting to me.
Yeah.
And like, stuff about Joe Alwyn's personality. I'm like, Jack Antonoff's personality. I'm like, whatever. And so I'm just like, you actually make a lot of money off of lies. Like your whole account is based off of you trusting random people in the world. So I'm just like, you have a lot of money to make off of lies, actually.
Yeah.
Tree Payne, maybe, I guess. Like, but like, it's pretty neck and neck for me. Like, I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was wild.
So the whole thing, I was just like, wow.
I think that...
Taylor must be upset about what's going on.
Oh, for sure.
For Tree Payne to, like, say something about it.
For sure. No, I think that Taylor's next thing that she's going to try and figure out is, like, more legality behind, like, stuff like that. Like, news outlets and stuff. Because... Like, that is wild that this account is so popular, is able to make money. She just friggin' published a book. Like, not about this, but whatever. Like, using the name.
Yeah.
And making money off of it all. When it's not even, like, factual stuff.
Yeah. Well, and that's what the whole thing of, like, Harry and Meghan's documentary was about. It was, like, their lives have been totally upended by these random news outlets. Like, that are just getting information... from people who are willing to talk, whether the things that they're saying is true or not.
So I would not be shocked to see like a lawsuit,
like a slander lawsuit. Yeah.
So
yeah, especially I'm like, you are saying that people describe this ceremony to you, and you're gonna die on this hill. Do you have a photo? Can you name names? Because I'm like, who would have... If Taylor did this and she genuinely didn't want anyone to find out, she could have. Like, she could have done this. Like, she could have done it at her home in Pennsylvania, blackout curtains. Like she could have done this. And so I'm like, so what you're saying is someone that was allegedly there, because I don't believe that this happened.
Yeah.
It's someone that was allegedly there spilled this to you. Okay, well, tell us who.
Yeah.
Tell us who.
Yeah.
And because it's like, with you to come back with, I make no money off of lying, you should have come back with receipts if you actually wanted people to believe you. Then I would have been like, oh crap. But it's like, there's no way that Tree Payne would have posted that if it could have come out that it was, because that it was actually true. Because, you can call me delusional, I don't really care. I just don't think that Taylor would put, because that is Taylor putting something out. Like, I don't think that Taylor would put out something that's a blatant lie. Like, she, I don't know, like, what, and maybe that's
like
me
that.
being delusional, but whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's crazy.
Yeah. So that's the fight. I agree with you on the lawsuit stuff. I'm like, I think she's cracking down.
Yeah.
And I don't blame her.
No, not at all.
Okay. Next up is Selena confirms her relationship with Benny Blanco. I don't know who this guy is. Like, I've never heard his name. I've never seen his face.
I think you have.
Okay.
Probably.
I mean, like, I'm not going to deny that, like, there's probably a song of his trending on TikTok that I have overheard.
With, I think Justin Bieber.
But I like, But
Lonely with Justin Bieber.
That is so intriguing that she would date him. Anyway, Madison made a comment. Maybe I'm outing her. about how he's not that attractive. And I was like, honestly, I mean, I'm not saying I'm denying that. I was just like repeating our conversation from earlier. Like, I just think he's giving The Weeknd. And Selena Gomez also dated them. So
yeah,
I'm like, whatever.
His second most popular song is with Justin Bieber.
That's intriguing.
His first is with Halsey and Khalid.
Okay. Well, so this is how it was confirmed. Mm-hmm. On a fan page, someone posted a picture of them. Mm-hmm. And the comments, and she commented on it. Mm-hmm. And she said, "He is my absolute everything in my heart." That I can't see, I didn't look at it. I'm just looking at screenshots of it. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know like what this fan or person was like saying to her, mm-hmm. or like also commenting to like prompt her replies, but her replies were, then why has he been the best thing that's ever happened to me? The end. LOL, yeah, and he's still better than anyone I've ever been with. Facts. Don't understand. If you actually care about me, this is my happiest. If you don't, feel free to say whatever you want, but I will never allow your words to guide my life, ever. I'm done. If you can't accept me at my happiness, then don't be in my life at all. And, oh, sweetheart, I've been in therapy since I was 18. I know it's best for me, and I will fight till I get what I deserve. I appreciate your misguided input, but I'm growing. Don't feel free to grow with me. Just know I'm not going to be with an F-boy ever again. Sorry to disappoint. And I don't know what these people are saying to her, but I'm like, can you just ignore them? It's giving when she commented on Justin Bieber's post.
Yes.
With Sophia Richie. That's what it's giving, and that was years ago.
When you were reading that, honestly, this is going to sound really bad, but it's giving what the Time article, like what Taylor was kind of saying, of like, this is the happiest I've ever been. Like, mm-hmm. you should be, like, don't come at me like I'm getting what I deserve. Mm-hmm. Like, I worked on myself. I'm a better human.
She was inspired by the Time article.
Yeah, but it's just funny because, like, Taylor Swift's at the top of her game. Like, Time magazine is releasing articles, and Selena's saying the same thing, but in Instagram comments to fan pages.
Yeah, a fan page of all things. I'm like, you don't have to, and honestly, I'm not trying to knock anyone's journey. I've never been a celebrity. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what it's like to get so much hate and like attention on the internet. But part of me is like, just block the account and move on. Yeah. Like, part of me is like, you don't have to look at that. Like, you have friends in your life, and like Taylor Swift is your best friend. Yeah. Your best friend. This happened yesterday, and she went to dinner with Taylor Swift yesterday. I'm like, I'm just like,
what is Taylor thing?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, we're never gonna know, but I'm just like, you also, and like, it was like confirmed that these weren't true, but this is just funny. Remember how like there were all those, like, I think Dumois or somebody was saying that like Taylor Swift's friends, like Selena Gomez and the Haim sisters and Gigi Hadid, were all so worried for her because her relationship with Travis was happening so quickly, which is hilarious because now we know that's not really the case.
2 more months.
Yeah. They had 2 months of like truly in private. And it's like, there are all these rumors about them saying that, and I'm like, well, now Selena Gomez is saying he has her whole heart and all that stuff, and it's so new, so I'm like, are they gonna come out with an article that says Taylor Swift's worried about, I don't know, but I'm just like, I think when I read stuff like this, and knowing that like Selena has had a battle with her mental health, and like that's something that like she really advocates for, I'm like, I think that it's kind of like with Cara Delevingne, when Cara Delevingne was like going through her episode. Like, I think, and not saying that this is an episode, but I think I just get worried. I'm like, I like genuinely, I'm like, I really hope that she is okay.
I saw something. Okay, 2 thoughts. First, I saw that one of the comments that she responded to was literally copy and pasted Selena's comment from Justin's post of like, if you don't want hate, maybe you shouldn't post your girlfriend, and like it should be special between you and her, kind of thing. And like somebody literally like copied that comment, and she responded like, don't come for me, da 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 da, like I'm the happiest I've ever been, or something. And everyone was like, ooh, that's embarrassing for you. Second, I don't know if this is accurate. But somebody was saying that she has bipolar disorder.
She does, yeah.
Okay.
That was in her documentary.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. And they were like talking about how it's like all the like symptoms are like symptoms, is that the right word?
Yeah, I think so.
Of like bipolar is like the sense of like grandeur, like, you know, like feeling like you're more important than you actually are.
Yeah.
And like it was like all these like this whole long list that like makes so much sense because she'll do this like I feel like fairly often.
Yeah, well, and that's what
she'll,
I
like,
was gonna
respond
say
to
is
something.
like it feels like she's above this, and she's like stooping down to like I feel like I need to defend myself in these comments, and I'm like, you are Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
Like I have so much respect for who she is as a person, as a businesswoman. Like I first off, I love the makeup that she makes. I love the message behind it. Like most of my makeup is Rare Beauty because I love it so much, and like I love what she stands for. Like I respect you so much as an actress. Like my favorite show right now is I'm actually really on the Selena Gomez train right now without even me even knowing it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, hey, you don't have to defend yourself. Like. Actually, everyone gets hate for every celebrity in some way gets hate for their relationship.
Yeah.
Even there are still people that are saying, like Brianna Chicken Fry at Barstool literally said 2 or 3 weeks ago that she thought that Taylor and Travis's relationship could be PR. Like, so I'm like, everyone is getting hate for this. And like, again, I've never been a celebrity. I don't know how it feels to get immense hate on the internet. But like, you don't have to. You are Selena Gomez. You do not have to do this. Like, block the account and move on. Like, so I think that's what it is for me. I'm like, I feel like you are stooping down to a level that is shocking to me for you.
Yeah, I think also
I wouldn't be surprised if like, I can't even think of someone. I don't even know who's a newer. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like Ariana Madix did this. Like, like, okay, whatever. Like, if she was in a new relationship and like people were hating on her, I wouldn't be surprised if she did that. She's not Selena Gomez. So.
Yeah. No. It does feel really weird, and like she's always posting like taking a break from Instagram, be back later,
and she's then back like the next day.
Yeah, and it's like, one, don't post that you're taking a break. That's so weird.
She's a little cringy, I think.
It's giving middle schooler.
Yeah.
Like, that's what middle schoolers do. It's like, I'm taking a social media break. If you are like a real one, you have my number, so text me.
Yes.
It's like,
yes.
Okay.
Well, and she wasn't on the internet for a really long time. Like, there was a time where she literally was like, I don't have any apps on my phone, like, blah, blah, all this stuff. And then it was like, she like slowly came back. So I'm like, maybe you're just still stuck in like circa 2012 internet. I'm like, we have evolved. We have evolved since then.
Hardly, but yeah.
But I'm just like, so it's just strange to me.
It is weird.
Again, I think at the end of the day, I just really hope that she's okay. Like, I really hope that she is like, because she does have bipolar disorder. Like, I just hope that she is like taking care of herself. And I'm not saying that she isn't. I just like, that's like when somebody has opened up about struggling with that in the past, like that's my gut reaction is like, I just really hope that they're okay. Like, same with Cara Delevingne. I'm like, I really hope that you're
getting the help you need and have good people surrounding her.
Yeah. And she does. Again, she just went to dinner with her best friend last night. Like, whatever. So that's that.
Yeah. Next up,
Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars.
Full honesty, I didn't watch this season, but I kept up with like what was going on TikTok, especially with like Ariana and Riley and Harry and some other people. Yeah. So, but Madison watched the season, so.
Yes, I watched the season with my roommates, and I loved it. I feel like it was a good bunch of people that didn't really have dance experience. Some of them did.
And that's what we need.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point of the show.
Yeah, I love Charli D'Amelio. I have no hate to the fact that she won. I think she's an incredible dancer. Yeah. And that's the issue. Like, I have watched her and Mark's dance from the finale so many times, and I'm like, you could be a pro on this show. Like, you could literally be a pro. Yeah. So so that throws me. So it is nice when people don't.
Yes. So the final 5 was Charity, former Bachelorette, Jason Mraz, Ariana Madix from Vanderpump Rules, Sochi from Marvel and a bunch of other stuff, and
Allison
Allison Hannigan from
How I Met Your Mother.
And
I love
a ton
her.
of other things. And I really loved Allison. She was so cute, and like
I love her.
she was just really sweet, and like I feel like her energy was way better than pretty much all the other contestants. Like, maybe energy's not the right word. Like, I hate to say vibes, but like
Hate to
her
say
vibe,
vibes,
like,
but
she was just like so genuine. I feel like of like
she is so kind.
she
like,
knows that she's not a good dancer. Like, she's really wanting to learn how to dance, and like is having so much fun with it, and like forming all these friendships behind the scenes, and like she just seemed like she would have
happy
been
to be
really
there.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I loved that she made it to the finale, because I loved her and Sasha together. I thought they were really fun. And then I'll say it, I like Terry and Riley together because same reason, like they were just fun to watch, and like, I mean, I could have done without all the drama and like whatever, like speculations for them.
I just have so many thoughts about that. I don't
Yeah.
really hate them. I don't hate them at all.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I kept up with like the drama of it on TikTok, or just like what was happening, and I'm like, you could just like tell people that you're dating, like if they are, because I'm like, honestly,
but it's like so many people end up dating from Dancing
and
with the
it's
Stars.
fine. Like nobody, like I'm like, and if you are dating, that's fine. I would be willing to stake all the money in my bank account off of like they have definitely kissed. 100% they have kissed.
Yeah.
Because even now, like, remember how we talked in the beginning about how, like, she had a boyfriend who's, like, on mission? She literally, in the past month, in an interview, said that she was single. So I was like, okay, so now you're going back on that with the boyfriend.
Yeah.
You're saying because she was like, yeah, me and Harry are both single. I'm like, okay, so you're single.
Yeah.
And so, or you're at least not full on dating this guy anymore. But my friend Emily, my best friend Emily, all of her family is Mormon, and I was talking to her about it to get some perspective, and she was like, well, she was like, first off, all Mormons are in relationships because that's just like what they do, like, and she said, she was like, that does happen a lot, that like people will like be dating when one of them goes on mission, and then like they'll just like stay dating, but like have that same rule. But I'm like, sorry, I think I'm just like annoyed by the facade of it all. I'm like, you guys have definitely kissed. Like you guys have for sure kissed.
I mean, Riley said that like her sisters told her to like kiss him.
Yeah, so I'm like, you guys have definitely kissed, and you can like stop the facade.
Yeah.
Like they literally did an ad the other day for Seed, and it was like, we have a confession, and her arm was like on his leg, and I was like, you guys have kissed. Like I don't really care what you say. So anyway, continue.
So I liked them. My roommates didn't agree with me, and that's okay.
I mean, he wasn't a good dancer, but he was also open about that.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it was just fun and brought in viewership. So
yes,
it is what it is. Jason Mraz, so fun to watch. He is just so like silly, and so he made the show fun to watch. I mean, Sochi and Val, incredible.
I love Val so much. He's so attractive too.
Top tier. Who else? Charity.
Yeah. Who's she with?
Artem.
I like Artem.
Yeah. I didn't really like her on the show. Like, she just felt meh.
I just, when they have like the Bachelor person on, like they always have one.
Yeah.
Because like ABC and stuff, and I'm like, it's like fine, but I haven't really been in, like, I'm either super invested in the Bachelor or Bachelorette pick, or I don't care about them at all. I was super invested when it was Hannah Brown, super invested when it was Gabby. But I just, I also didn't watch the season, so.
I didn't think she was as good as her scores were saying that she was. Like, she said she was a cheerleader, and I was like, I feel like cheerleaders are like, can dance. Or like,
at least
the
have some sort of
musicality
rhythm.
of it, yeah.
Because Gabby was a cheerleader.
She just didn't.
Also, like, how long was she a cheerleader for? Because, like, Gabby was an NFL cheerleader.
That's true, I don't know.
And, like, Charity, she only go through high school? Because, like, you could probably get through high school with being a subpar cheerleader.
That's fair. I did, so. Anyways. Yeah, so Sochi and Val ended up winning. They're so sweet. And, like, she's 17. And so.
She's 17?
Yeah.
I thought she was at least, like, 20.
No, she's 17. And she's, like, the youngest contestant this season. And so sweet. And, like, all their fun TikToks together. And, like, like, they've genuinely become friends, which is so sweet. And, like, Jenna, Val's wife, who's also
I love Jenna.
She's so cute. Who just had a baby, and so she wasn't, or, like, whatever.
She wasn't on this season, yeah.
Yeah,
was she?
Wait, yeah, she was.
Who was her partner?
It was one of the guys. They got out pretty early. I don't remember which guy it was.
I'll look it up.
I think he was maybe a football player.
What season was this? 32?
I have literally no idea.
Okay.
Yes, 32. Because Val also won 23. And so, it was, yeah, I saw something about that. But Jenna, like, commenting on Sochi's posts, and Sochi being like, thank you so much for inviting me, like, into your home, and, like, you have a babysitter forever kind of thing, which is really cute.
That's how I felt about Mark and Charlie,
yes,
too.
That's exactly what I was
Like, they
gonna
have
say.
become good friends. Like, he was on the D'Amelio show this season, or, yeah, it's this season, like, because he is just, like, when she had to do a dance number for the Kids' Choice Awards, because she hosted it, and he was, like, there helping her, like, talking to her. Like, they just, like, really, they're good friends.
Yeah.
And she was in their, like, baby announcement video. Anyway.
Sweet. Yeah.
Tyson Beckford.
Yes.
They were eliminated on night 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was pretty early.
Yeah.
But then they had, like, a special little dance number where, like, a bunch of old winners came back.
I really like that.
Cute.
Hannah Brown was there.
Yeah, Hannah Brown was there. Julian Huff, Helio, I forget his last name, who was her partner when she won one time. And, like, they have, like, all this history together of, like, they dated and whatever.
Yeah. And she's divorced now.
Yeah. So that was drama. And, like, she's posted a bunch of TikToks about him coming back to the show.
Wait, is he a pro?
No.
Oh, he was the
Like,
celeb.
he was
I was
the
going to say,
celeb.
I thought, I was confused.
And I'm trying to think who else. Whitney Carson was there for Alfonso because they won together. I'm trying to think who else was there. Charlie obviously
and
came
Mark
back.
were there.
Yeah.
Because Mark wasn't on this season. Because when he was on last season, he hadn't been on in a while.
Yeah.
But I love him.
I don't know if he said it. I can't think that he said it. But that they were like, when he was deciding if he was going to come back last season or not, he was like, give me someone who can actually win or I'm not coming back.
He did say that. Yeah. He did, yeah.
And so he won and was like, okay, bye.
He was like, all right, I'm good now.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a baby, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a baby yet.
Yeah. The baby was born.
Oh, when?
Recently.
I'm just out
like within
of
the
it.
last couple weeks. Because,
okay.
Yeah, because on the show they were like, Mark, you have an announcement. You're a dad.
Aw.
Yeah. So that was
His
cute.
profile picture is just a green background.
Oh, okay. What?
I'm so sick of these celebrity baby names.
What is it?
Banksy, Banksi.
Oh.
Wild, Wylde.
Nope.
Ballas. I am sick of it. I mean, honestly, if anyone's gonna name their kid Banksy Wild, it's Mark Ballas. But I was just like, I gotta go. Got to go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
But.
Yeah, so. Oh. When we posted about.
Yes. When we posted about the winner.
So I made a little graphic for Instagram, which we take turns doing it.
Yeah, it's
but
also
this specific
we made this
one
graphic. We made like
me.
the outline of it months ago, and we
Yes.
just like keep using it.
Yes. So I
But
posted
yes, Madison did
the
make
one
this
for
one.
Instagram about the winner, and guess who liked it on Instagram?
Val.
Literally, Val, blue check mark, liked our Instagram post.
I was like going through like our notifications or something. I think I just posted a reel, and I was like, "Who's that with a check mark that liked our?" I thought it was one of those like
Yeah.
one of our friends has a blue check mark because he paid for it. Like I'm just like, what they do?
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm all about telling the truth here. And I was like, who is this? Like, okay, some person called hashtag Shane Hair. Like, I don't know who that is,
Yeah,
but
like
they also
random.
liked our reel. Like, this is just a hairstylist or something. So I was like, oh, that's weird. I wonder who it is. And it was Val.
Literally Val.
Literally Val.
Couple
You can't
million
see
followers and
yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, that's crazy.
And so I immediately, of course, Katie texted me, and I was like, what What do you mean?
Yeah, at first you were confused, and then you looked at it and you were like, oh my gosh.
I like pulled it up and I was like, like, how did he, like, it's not, I mean, like, we tagged him, but I'm sure he probably was tagged in millions of posts.
I wonder if he liked, I'm going to look at Chicks in the Office, which is a podcast I listen to. They posted it. I want to see if.
A million times more likes.
But I want to see if he liked that one too. He didn't. Wow.
Are we more popular than that?
We're not. But one day.
But apparently to Val. So yeah, I was like, wow, Val saw my Canva work.
Yes, he saw
my hard effort to make this Instagram post. So basically we're famous now.
Yeah, that was a big boost for us.
Yeah, we'll be accepting sponsorships.
Yes.
Starting next episode.
Maybe we could get sponsored by Dancing with the Stars.
And then they fly us out to LA for next season.
It would be so fun to be in the ballroom.
We can compete because now we're stars.
If they want somebody who can't dance, put me on the show. Put me on the roster because I cannot. I have no rhythm. But I mean, it could be a great, most improved story.
Yeah. Love. Okay, yeah. So ABC, Disney Plus, if you're listening, put us on the show.
Put us on. Okay, lastly, our Survivor recap, which Madison probably has more thoughts on because she was subjected to it twice. And I've only listened to like literally 5 minutes of the On Fire podcast. I haven't listened to the whole thing, which I think Madison has. But it was a big episode last night, I would say. Like, a lot of things were happening. A lot of things just, like, were talked about. Like, there was the boat journey.
Yeah,
that's true. They, like, celebrated about Bruce leaving in the beginning. Emily revealed that she got him not to play as idol. Mm-hmm. Dee and Austin, it was, like, diving more into that. And, like, their, like, showmance, the reward. And they did the boys and girls again. Mm-hmm. And then, them deciding Mama J. Like, I just feel like a lot happened. So
yeah, it was pretty chaotic.
Yeah, it was pretty chaotic and like kind of all over the place. But yeah. I think I'm about to sound like Jeff right now. I think that's like the beauty of the 90 minutes is that.
Goodbye.
I'm serious. Like I'm literally quoting him, but I agree with him. Like I'm literally quoting him from his last On Fire episode. But like that's the beauty of 90 minutes is that you get all of these like little storylines. Yeah. Like I feel like. If it wasn't 90 minutes, the boat journey would have been cut because nothing really happened. Like, she literally went there, decided that... I was kind of shocked they showed it in the first place. The only thing that came from it is that, like, back at camp, they were kind of throwing her name around. Yeah. But that was completely irrelevant by the end of the episode anyway because they had changed gears to Mama J. But...
I don't know. I don't think they would have cut it because...
What do you think they would have cut if they went down to an hour then?
I mean, the girls during the reward challenge... reading their buffs. That wouldn't have been in there. I think all the like back and forth about like who's telling who and like what plans are gonna like I don't think it would have been quite that much.
Yeah. I think that I think it was a chaotic episode. I think that I wonder, okay, so basically Let's just go through it because it was so all over the place that I'm like, I have to focus on something. So they came back to the camp and they celebrated about Bruce being voted out. Emily revealed herself, kind of made her a target. Yep. Then the boat came and Emily drew the green rock and she went off to the boat and it was a puzzle and it was like that puzzle that Jake had already.
Same one from earlier in the season.
Yes, yeah, that they had already tried to complete and it didn't happen. And so it was basically like if you attempt this and you get it, you're safe, which is big. If you attempt this and you lose your vote. And Emily was like, I can't lose my vote, which kind of bad.
She could have.
She could have lost her vote. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that she knew that she wasn't going to figure it out. So
yeah,
which I get.
Yeah,
I would have been like, I have literally no idea how to solve that.
Same.
So I'm not going to even try.
Same. Maybe if you gave me an hour, which I guess I don't know how long the sand timer is, but no way it's an hour.
No, it's probably like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So she came back while she was gone, like she predicted. They were all like talking about if they should vote her out or not. And then they went to the challenge, and the challenge was interesting. They had to like untangle this rope and get enough untangled to like run a certain distance.
Yeah, because they were connected.
Because they were connected to it, and so like a lot of people had to run back multiple times to get more rope.
Yeah, and they did like over under these little hurdles, and like
so then you had to go back over under and get and untangle more, and so then you had to like knock down all of these puzzle pieces, spell a word, and then whatever.
Yeah.
Drew won. Which I feel like that was like a good one. Like it makes sense to me that he won that one.
Yeah.
And then he chose Austin. Well, first he chose Jake, and then he chose Austin to like do the reward with him. But it was at the same camp, so like they all went back to camp, and the girls were all sitting. They called it a spa day. They just like were washing off, and the guys were eating. And the girls weren't really talking, like Madison said, because it was like Julie and Dee are writing Emily and Katora are writing Mama J. And so they were literally talking about their buffs. And then they were like, well, let's just say Jake's name just so you can say that we talked about it. And they're like, well, I guess we're going to vote out Jake. And they were like, we all know we're lying. We're all spying. Like, so, and then back at the camp is when Drew was like, Jake, like, are you good to vote out Mama J? And Austin starts to have a full on meltdown because I skipped this because I forgot. They really focused in on Austin and Dee's showmance. Little. It's not like they said they liked each other or even like done anything. But like they're dancing around it. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cute, honestly.
They're definitely like flirty and like looking out for each other.
Yeah. So then when Drew says that and Jake's like agreeing, because I get what they're saying, I get that. And in the beginning of the episode, the four Reba were like all talking and they were like, okay, we're good. We like we have the numbers, like we've done it basically. Yep. And then when Drew said that, Austin was like, Dee's never going to write Julie's name down, which she did. But she was like, Julie's never going to write Dee's never going to write Julie's name down. Like, I can't blindside her like that. And he definitely let his emotions get the best of him. And then, and so obviously he told Dee told Julie and Dee, when she told her, she was like, you need to put on your acting face. Like, this could have been really cool if Mama J just didn't say a word. Like, she was like, okay, just went along. Like, she like believed what everyone was telling her and then wrote someone's name down, played the idol, whatever. Like, but she didn't do that. She caused so much chaos, and then everyone knew that Austin told Dee and Dee told Julie. And then Mama J was like, this is Austin's fault. I was like, don't throw Austin under the bus. He's the only reason you know this right now. Like, I was like, Drew's the mastermind behind this. Like, I'm not saying Austin's innocent, but I'm like, if Austin didn't have all these feelings for Dee, then like you wouldn't even know this right now. Like, and you and Dee would have been completely in the dark. Yeah. So I want to hear your thoughts on it.
I wish she would have just wrote Austin's name.
Really? Oh, because you love Emily.
Liked Emily. I liked that we knew more of her story. I feel like we don't really know anything about Austin other than that he likes Dee and that he let his emotions get the best of him. I think that he could have waited to tell Dee until like right before they left for tribal so she didn't have time to talk to Julie. Because I think that was stupid that he... one, told her, two, gave her so much time before going to tribal. Like, you know when, like, you're going to tribal once the sun sets. Like, you can wait until a few more hours.
Dusk.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
He was so plagued, bro.
Yeah, I think that was really dumb of him. And, like, I don't know. Split the votes. Like, duh. Yeah. Like, hello, that's, like...
You guys could have split the votes between Jake and Julie if you really didn't want Emily out or Austin or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. And like if Drew and Austin seem to think that they are these like mastermind players, but then it's like they do that and it's like hello, like everybody knows to split votes. Like especially because you knew she has an idol. Yeah. Like, that was crazy.
I just think that Drew, which I agree with him, if Mama J didn't know, if her and Dee were completely in the dark, if Austin had never told her, and I agree, the only reason Austin told her is because he liked her. Like, he didn't go to Mama J and tell her. No. Like, it's not like he felt this loyalty to the Reba. Because if he felt loyalty to Reba,
He wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, whatever. So I'm just like, he would have told Mama J straight up, but he didn't. He told D because that's who he cared about. He didn't care about voting out Mama J. He cared about not blindsiding D. And so I'm just like, you did that out of emotion, which is whatever. Hopefully you guys get married because whatever. And so I'm like, if they would have just done it completely in the dark, they would have been like, yeah, Mama J and D were voting out Emily, whatever. Would have been fine. Mama J would have gone home. It would have hurt probably more than Kelly was hurt, but like, she would have gone home. So I'm just like, I think they should have planned to split the votes after Drew knew that Mama J knew. That was silly. But before that, I'm like, I kind of get why they did it. Also, I'm like, Drew and Austin were these masterminds. There's a split now. It's done. Like, which kind of screws Drew because Mama J and D are so close, and D is going to bring Austin into that. So I'm like, part of me thinks that maybe Drew isn't safe next week.
Yeah, I don't think he is. I think he would probably go. Yeah. Because
they don't see Katora or Jake as a threat at all. Like, which, understandable.
Yeah, if I were on the jury, I would vote for Jake or Katura over one of the Reba 4.
You think?
Yeah.
Based off of how they played or, like, their own emotions?
The game. Like, I mean, they've been on the... Like, Reba's been the majority for, like, most of the game.
Basically the whole merge.
Yeah, and so, like, they haven't had to do anything, essentially. Whereas, like, Bella and Lulu had to, like, fight and build relationships and, like, do all these things to try and stay in the game. And, like, it hasn't worked for most of them.
I think that with Jake and Katora specifically, they're the ones making the least amount of moves. Like, all the other people that have gotten voted out, like Caleb and Kelly and even Bruce and Emily, like, they've all tried. Kendra, I don't feel the same. Kendra, I was on the same tier with Jake and Katora for me. But, like, Jake is literally hanging on by a prayer, and somehow Katora has never had her name brought up because she hasn't tried to do anything. The only thing that she tried to do was last week she tried to say Mama J was a threat, which is true, but like Mama J's still there. So I personally wouldn't vote for Katora. I could see how if Jake is in the top 3 you could, but again, he has never made a play in it. Like, he also hasn't won a challenge.
I think he's tried. He's tried to do stuff, but nobody wants to work with him.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
so I think for that would gain my respect because I love an underdog. But yeah, I mean, obviously, most people don't agree, and that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm not on the jury. So
honestly, at this point, I want Drew to win because Mama J did not handle last night well. Katora and Jake, I feel like, haven't done anything and don't deserve to win. And Dee and Austin, Dee really hasn't done anything wrong, per se. It's really Austin just, like, bringing her along. So I would vote, at this point, I want Drew or Dee to win because all the rest of them have, like, annoyed me. Austin really rubbed me the wrong way last night when he told her. Like, I understand why you wanted to because you have a crush on her, but...
You know what I just thought about?
What?
I was just thinking, I was like, I feel like we've heard a lot of people's stories in the last few weeks, like, focused in on, like, one person.
But not Austin.
But we haven't heard Austin, Drew, and Julie's.
Drew, we kind of heard about how he was, like... he hasn't done, like, a big focus in, but I feel like how he was talking about how, like, he's never had, like, a bro time. Like, I'm not saying we know that much about him. I'm saying that was kind of his. And I think Julie, it was when they got the letters from home. Yeah. There was a little bit on her. But Austin, we truly know. I know nothing about him back home. Yeah. I don't even know what his job is, mostly because I don't know any of them. Any of their jobs.
I don't know, but I was just thinking, because I was like, last week they really focused on Emily last week. Oh, yeah. She went home this week. This week they really focused on Katura. Does that mean that Katura's going home next week? They've already really focused on Jake and his, like, weight loss and, like, his confidence and all that. And, like, so I'm like, maybe.
Do you think it's also up to the discretion of, like, what they say in their interviews? Because I'm like, what if Austin just really hasn't said anything about his life back home in his interview?
Yeah, I'm sure that's part of it. But also, like, those producers are asking questions.
Yeah, that's true.
At like specific times.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we do know a little bit about each character, like something emotional about them. Like with Dee, it's her family. With Drew, it's like he's never felt like a guy's guy, like a bro. And like with Julie, like she's divorced and like has 2 kids. Like she did talk about that a good amount with the letters from home. And so it's like with Austin, I'm like, I don't even know if you have any siblings. Actually, I don't even know what your relationship with your parents is like. I don't know what your job is, like what your like. I don't know if you've had a past relationship that really messed you up. Like I really don't know anything about him, but like I agree. I can name something about each of the other players.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if they're like holding off on that
Austin
for
till he
those
gets
3
voted out.
because they're like the final 3, so they have more time.
Maybe.
I don't know. That was just a random thought that I just had.
Yeah. I also, when Couture was talking about like the religious cult and stuff like that, I was like, that is crazy. Like I was like, wow. Because at first when she was like, they joined this religion that like made you homeschool kids or believe in homeschool kids, I was like, well, that's not that weird. I feel like low-key a lot of like Southern Baptists, like just kind of all subscribe to that. It's not like a rule, but like whatever.
Right.
But like, I just thought she was like maybe being a little dramatic. But then when they were talking about it was a religious cult and like the leader decided that Couture was going to be his next wife, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, that is crazy. And how she didn't really go to school when she was in elementary school. She just got flung into high school. I was like, wow. So
yeah,
that is crazy. But
yeah,
a lot of stuff happened. I'm intrigued to see what happens next week. I feel like maybe besides Bruce, like Ponderosa is so fun right now. Like it's like Kendra and Kelly and Caleb and Emily. Like that's probably really fun.
Yeah.
Bruce, I don't know. Bruce looked pissed last night.
Yeah.
Pissed. I guess him and Emily are gonna have to have a reckoning. I always wonder like what their conversations are like.
Well, see, they used to do like the video diaries from Ponderosa. Like, maybe I'll write into Jeff's podcast and ask about him.
Yeah, you should.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Done.
But we'll see what next week holds. I'm very sad. How many more episodes are there? 3? Because we're at 6. So then next week they'll go down to 5. The next week they'll go down to 4, and then the final.
So I would say either 2 or 3 episodes.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Dang. That's so sad.
Yeah.
When's the next season gonna air? It ended right before summer last year. Like probably it ended in April.
Yeah, it'll probably start in like February, maybe.
Okay, that's not that long. Maybe March. Yeah.
February, March, probably. Yeah. I don't know. Crazy.
Well, this episode was very long. Thank you for bearing with us. And we'll see you next Monday.
Maybe.